All right, Mopar people, welcome back to the channel. I'm just Mopar Joe. It must be lunchtime because we're working on our little blue truck. This is a 72 Dodge D100 that I bought out of a field. It had a slant 6. I swapped my 400 into it. Should be around 500 horse. It was 535 with the old heads on it. So these are 440 source heads versus the Edelbrock heads, but should still be over 500 and should be fun. I got to get it into I have to get it into drag race mode because there's a drag race coming up. And if you've heard of Ryan Wing at Streetcar Chronicles, he once owned a G-body Chevrolet of some kind, I don't remember. And now he's bought some kind of Chevrolet truck or GMC, same deal. Anyway, he's hosting a truck race in Arkansas. This will be the second time. Last time I tried to get this truck there and the front brakes fell off. So I'm about a month and a half ahead of schedule now, and I need to go ahead and get this done. Maybe I can go test it a few times before that race actually happens so I can kind of have my stuff together, but I shouldn't have any problem outrunning his, whatever it is. It's at least a 454. I don't know. I think it's stroked or something. But he's probably got 307 gears and a radio in the truck and pine tree air freshener. So anyway, I got a good old stripped down farm truck that has a just old 400 smog motor in it. And I think I'm gonna get on him with it. But step one, I've got some new front shocks and I got these from my buddy Darren. Let me show them to you. So here's one of the old shocks off the truck. I just pulled it off and realized I might as well film this good stuff. She was pretty worn in, but also I've never seen that pull all the way out of a shock before. I guess it unscrewed out the bottom, so I could dump that the oil out of there right now if I wanted to, which I might, because I'm probably going to have to steal the little crossbar here, tie bar, out of that eyelet and press it into the Calvert shock. So these are Calvert 9010s that Darren had on his 68 Barracuda. And we've done some horse trading for him, but basically if you don't know what a 9010 is, it's really hard to push down. There you go. I've got these exact same shocks on my 68 Barracuda as well. They're really hard to push down, but they pull up pretty easily. So it'll let the front end of the truck come up and it'll hold it up as you're driving down the racetrack. That'll help with my front travel and also my weight transfer is what I'm trying to say. So those are still good dudes, and I appreciate Darren for letting me borrow them for a little while. Here's old shock versus new shock, and you'll notice the body of this one is a little bit shorter on the stock one. I think I probably have enough clearance to throw this one in here, but it's going to come down to travel, and I don't ever want it to bottom out. So I've got this old leg off of a pinball machine. I'm going to make me some brackets, and it's going to actually move this center line down about like that, and it'll get this a little bit more level. Let me show you what it looks like. Here's kind of what I was talking about. So my piece of angle iron, all I did was take this item, and when that was flipped over, I put my mark so I could get the notches right on the bracket itself. And there's a little bit out of line right now. I'll get it bolted in, but I think I've actually shortened my travel just like I wanted to, and I brought the shock down, I don't know, 1.5 inches or something, and that'll be plenty strong. It's not, I'm not pulling big wheelies or anything like that, but just a quick and simple bracket. I'll get her bolted in now. And there's what they look like up on the old dirty truck. And there's my fancy bracket. All it did was just drop her down a little bit. I think that relaxed pretty nicely. Let me give it up and down a few times. Looks good for my house. Hopefully we can all agree that to go in race mode, you gotta have race slicks. I'm gonna attempt to put mine on. These are the ones, the 28-inch slicks that I had for my race car. So I have no idea if they'll even, the offset of the wheel works with this truck. I think it may be close. Well, there it is on the truck. And I just wanted to show you, I think that's the bare minimum amount of thread sticking through. But I ran with less than that and everything was good. So it is going into the hex part of the lug nut. I probably won't run these old ugly crusty ones. I got some new ones that are capped off. So certain tracks will have a baby about that. But none that I typically run at. So I'll put my new nuts on. I think we have clearance. Let me get you in there. I see daylight. And I don't think that could be any better, honestly. I don't believe the truck is gonna squat more than that. These are 28, 10, 5, 15 S's. So they're a little stiffer, I do believe. But they look pretty cool. I've got to know real soon if it'll spin them or not. That's important to me. I got Tall John's 410 chunk in there. This whole truck is kind of a hodgepodge of, it's a hodgepodge Dodge. But yeah, that's next part of the race truck on here. Another one I've been meaning to do, put my new tack in. It's the auto gauge by Tachometer. And I'll probably do the old right here on the steering column deal. My speedometer, I'll probably go just a little bit like that. I can't remember if it's hooked up or not. I'm pretty sure that it, if it is, it doesn't work. It may not have the gear in the transmission or something like that. I'll have to double check or look back at our last ride along video, but they don't give you but 2 feet of wire sticking out of this thing. So I'll get it wired in and I'll probably use this giant wire tie to hold it to my column till I know if I like it or not. And if I like it, then I'll cut the wire tie and leave it there. The other fun way of doing this is get yourself a giant hose clamp, like poly pipe size, 4 or 5 inch, and get it strapped onto there. I've got just a few more little things to do, and this dude will be ready. My last test drive, I had an oil leak out the back, and I'm still running my cheap Chinese chrome valve covers over there. You see it? And I like them. I think they look just fine for this rig. And see how they seal. These Edelbrock heads kind of, it's such a steep angle down here. They're always seem to be holding oil until it gets enough to go ahead and run back. But, you know, where's the drain backs? Way down. Right there, if you can even see that little hole. So, here's what it is. It only leaks when you drive it, start and run and drive. But I'll have that fixed. My other thing, I got a new dipstick to put in. You may can see my beautiful collection pan under there. This dude has dripped about a quart over the wintertime in that pan. So when I pull the stick out, or pull the tube out, I got a new tube, new stick, new O-ring. I don't ever put any sealant on that. I just put a little grease on it, pop it in. I can fill it back up. As mechanical stuff goes, that'll be it. I've got a new fuel filter for it to go in line. I want to attach my line a little better. It's kind of goofy looking. And I got my big tall 4-inch breather on. I'm scared that if I run it without a breather, some dust or something might fall out of this old hood. And I've washed it out, brushed it out, washed it out, blown it out 100 times. And I got most of the rat nest out, but I bet you right now if I do this, there'll be something on my finger. So you'll have that with old farm trucks that you pull out of the weeds. You may have noticed before, see that bolt head down there? This is a truck pan, what I'm trying to say. I don't have a dipstick in there, but I bought one from 440 Source. I'm gonna throw it in real quick. I was in such a hurry to try to make the other race, you know, before the brakes fell off the truck. I think I poured 6.5 quarts in the thing and was going to send it. But since I've got a little time now, there's a part number, and my goofy neighbors are vacuuming over there. But basically, you thread the bung in. You can screw your new dipstick tube in, and they give you a new dipstick. So, easy peasy. Here's what I know. So, tachometer's hooked up. I had to do some Chevrolet stuff here. But we're hooked up, and it works. Also, see my wiper switch. You hear my fan out there? Since I don't have any wipers on here, I thought I would do that. There it is. So that's nifty. Starts from the seat now, and we fixed our charging issue. Check that out. £70 oil pressure. I went ahead and made myself a little brace for this dipstick to brace it to that kind of the brake line support there. This engine's got solid engine mount, so it shouldn't move that much. And I didn't want to just leave it flapping in the wind forever. What else? I had to run a blue tack wire real quick. I just wire tied that ballast resistor for now. There's how I hooked my fan up into the old bulkhead. And I might do something different later, but I'm running out of time filling the transmission up. I got my filter mounted right here on the fender well. Just ran myself a little wire tie there, wrapped that with a rubber so it's not vibrating. No fuel leaks. Starts, runs, drives good. Got all 3 gears. I can't take down the road today because the school buses are already ran and the children are around the world. So I'm ready to go racing. They said it's definitely tomorrow. Also, we fixed all our oil leaks and transmission leak. So that was crucial. I need to go around and tighten my valve covers, just barely touch them now, and they'll be ready to go. All right, Mopar people.